Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. Sure, I've got a couple of videos, but wanted to branch out into a genre that is more up my alley. Ever since I was young, I've always been interested in the paranormal. Watching horror movies, telling ghost stories around a campfire at sleepovers, and having my own personal experiences with things that just couldn't be explained. Because of my own personal experiences with the unexplained, I feel drawn to podcasts, television shows, and YouTube videos that cover paranormal events. One of the first YouTubers I would watch is Slapped Ham, and this channel will be the first of many that I will be reacting to. It is not the creator in which I'm reacting towards, but the content. If you do not know of the channel Slapped Ham, then hopefully you will be in for a treat. I do so enjoy how Callan leaves it to his viewers to decide what to believe instead of giving his opinion to sway the narrative. Even though he does not give his opinion, I will give mine, as well as some information on the topic of the videos if I have knowledge of the region or subject matter. After all, this wouldn't be a reaction channel if I didn't do that. Just one more thing before we dive in. I know I stated it before that I will dive into reacting to several different creators' works. My reactions are not going to be based on the creator themselves, unlike my first few videos, but on the content they cover. So with that, let's dive on in. The video we are reacting to today is called 8 Mythological Beasts Caught on Camera.
Often thought to be ugly and slow-witted, trolls first appeared in Norse mythology and Scandinavian folklore. They're believed to be harmful to humans and can be found dwelling in isolated places like mountains, caves, and under bridges. This photo, captured at the scene of an accident somewhere in Asia, shows a local rescue crew in a river alongside an upturned vehicle. If you look closely at the dark space under the bridge, you can clearly see a strange creature peering out. Its head and eyes are large and it appears to have a hunched posture. It almost looks as though it's taking a peek to see what's causing the commotion. Has this photographer inadvertently captured proof of a troll living under this bridge? What do you think this creature could be? Let us know what you think in the comments section below.
Now, this picture here is a pretty interesting picture, and if you didn't know too much about certain things that can happen within using cameras, then you might think that this is some sort of beast. A lot of times it's really tough to be able to figure out what's real and what's fake nowadays. What with AI, also just a lot of hoaxes and stuff that people utilize. And that's some of the things that we really want to go into here with this. But this picture here, the one with the troll under the bridge, it just looks like, to me, a classic sign of pareidolia. If y'all don't know what pareidolia is, it's where you can sit there and find an image within shadows and light that causes it to look as if something's there or not. And you add that in, factor in that there seems to be there's rocks in this, under the bridge. There seem like rocks to me over there. And then you got the tree right there, that possibility of the eyes that's looking at you. Could be the leaves from the tree, and then the rest could be just light and shadow playing off of rocks. So to me, this looks like a case of pareidolia instead of a mythological beast.
The belief that some humans possess the ability to turn themselves into wolves first appeared in European folklore during the medieval period. Like those thought to practice witchcraft, suspected werewolves were also put to death throughout Europe in the 16th and 17th centuries. Perhaps the most famous case was that of German farmer Peter Stump, thought to have been given the name Stump because he was missing a left hand. The farmer was accused of being able to transform himself into a wolf after one was spotted in the area that was missing its left paw. The locals believed that this proved that Stump was indeed a werewolf. Stump was tortured and confessed to practicing black magic since the age of 12. He claimed that the devil had given him a magic belt that allowed him to turn into a wolf. Stump admitted to killing 14 children and 2 women and was eventually executed on the 31st of October 1589. While belief in werewolves has waned over the years, there are still many people that claim to have seen these creatures living among us. This footage was captured in 2007 by the northbound camera on Wessex Way in the UK. An unidentified beast can be seen crossing the road, which many have dubbed the Wessex Way Monster. While some believe that this creature is simply a deer or even a large dog, if you zoom in you can clearly see it doesn't move like an ordinary animal. It runs on all fours like a deer or dog, but its hind legs are considerably longer and they actually bend backwards at the knee just like a human. Since this footage was released, sightings of the creature have increased in the area, with many claiming that it could actually be a werewolf.
Now, before we get into the video, I want to talk a bit about the history that Callan went into. The 1500s weren't exactly a walk in the park. Civil, religious, and political unrest was rampant. Plagues ran amok, and most of the commoners probably thought they were living in the end times. It was a time that if you stood out just a little bit, it could cost you your life. Not much is really known about Peter Stump. Before his, I use this term loosely, trial and subsequent execution, only that he was missing his left hand. During this time, there was a string of fatalities that all looked to be wolf attacks. 16 fatalities total, with 13 of them being children. One was Peter Stump's own son. Well, the story goes that a few of the villagers had noticed a wolf lurking about with a missing left paw, so they put two and two together and got that Peter was the werewolf. They turned him in to local authorities, where Peter finally confessed to the deaths: incest, cannibalism, lycanthropy, and consorting with the devil. Whether he actually did it, no one knows. But knowing what we all know about most Inquisition interrogations, he probably just confessed to stop the torture. His daughter and his mistress were also executed for complacency of his crimes. Now, as for the video, I had to watch it a couple of times since the quality is low. At first it looked like a deer to me, but then it doesn't. The back legs look off to me. Now, I've had quite a few deer run out in front of me during my life. Growing up in the woods, it's bound to happen. And I've never seen a deer's back legs look like that. Let me know what y'all think.
Cthulhu is a mythological character created by writer H.P. Lovecraft. In his short story, The Call of Cthulhu, Lovecraft describes the cosmic entity as being hundreds of meters tall, with a head that resembles an octopus. It has human-looking legs that are webbed and a large pair of wings on its back. It's said that simply looking at Cthulhu is enough to drive the viewer insane. While it's widely recognised that Cthulhu is nothing more than a work of fiction, there have been several reported sightings of the mysterious beast, all with varying degrees of credibility. The most well-known is this image that was first uploaded to Reddit in 2015. It immediately gained attention as netizens discussed what it could actually be. Some thought it was some sort of bizarre weather event, while others believed that it was actually a sign from heaven. Several Redditors pointed out that the image bore a remarkable resemblance to Lovecraft's Cthulhu. While the mystery of this strange photograph has never been solved, it has left many viewers wondering what the ominous figure could actually be. Is it really the cosmic entity Cthulhu, or is it nothing more than a well-made hoax?
Now, I've seen my share of strange happenings and strange weather patterns, but I've never seen anything quite like this. Honestly, it looks like I don't know too much about Photoshop, and maybe some of y'all will know a little bit more, but it looks like it was somehow Photoshopped in there. It looks a little too perfect, especially with the outlines, to me, for it to be something naturally occurring. I mean, I've seen some strange tornado patterns, but those tentacles there don't exactly look like a whole bunch of tornadoes convalescing together.
The rake is a humanoid creature described as being around 6 foot tall, with a hinged mouth that can open all the way to the neckline. The origins of this beast are somewhat hard to prove, however. Descriptions of this creature are believed to have first appeared on 4chan in late 2005. However, it's been reported that sightings of the rake may actually date as far back as the 12th century, with the first documented sighting believed to have occurred in 1691. In 2006, YouTuber Pasquale posted this footage said to have been shot in a forest near the Spanish town of Camp de Vianol. It shows a group exploring the area at nighttime when they come across a strange creature lurking deep in the woods. They slowly approach the beast when it suddenly turns, revealing its piercing white eyes. While many believe the creature to be a fallen angel, some have pointed out that it bears a remarkable resemblance to the rake. In 2010, this photo was posted online that shows a similar creature to that seen in the video. It was allegedly from a SIM card recovered from a trail camera found at a destroyed hunting camp in Berwick, United States. The image, which was captured in the early hours of the morning, shows what many believe to be the strongest evidence of the rake's existence. The ghoulish creature has a gaunt, sunken face and thin arms and legs. Its eyes appear to be glowing as they reflect the light of the camera. There's no denying that the creature seen in both the video and this photo look very similar. Is this actually evidence of the rake's existence? Love to hear what you think in the comments section below.
Now, this one here is interesting because it's so easy to be able to hoax. And then also the real deal, if there is ever a real deal for this sort of creature. Would anybody believe it? I mean, it honestly came through the internet in the 2000s with 4chan. That was the first I had ever heard about it. I mean, nothing else had ever been heard with the exception of 4chan. I mean, now I've heard of topas. Now, if you don't know what a topa is the physical manifestation of everyone's combined imaginations that can create a creature, give it energy, so to say. And I've heard a lot about topas in general being something new if people believe it, so therefore it can happen. I know a lot of people say that in terms of also rehabilitation from substance abuse and things like that. And what the main thing they say is you want to be the change that you want to see. So you have to imply a physical manifestation to that based on what you're thinking inwardly. You bring that inward thoughts out into the open so you can create a real transformation for yourself, so to speak. That's pretty much what a topa is. Now, if that's happened with these situations or if it's a hoax, I can't tell you, but to me, I'm thinking kind of more on the hoax side.
First appearing in European folklore during the Middle Ages, goblins are believed to be small humanoid creatures with a mischievous and greedy nature. Many think that this footage, uploaded in 2015 to Global TV's YouTube channel, shows proof that these little creatures actually exist. The clip was shot by a woman in Argentina and shows a small humanoid figure running past as a baby plays on the kitchen floor. If you take a closer look, you can see that the creature is actually greyish in colour. It appears to have large protruding ears and moves just like a miniature human. Has this woman captured evidence of some sort of goblin or elf living in her house, or is it all just a case of clever special effects?
Now, I've seen this video clip before this, and I remember it was on Paranormal, caught on camera. And what they called it, and what I've since known and figured out from research that I've done, that it's the duende, not a goblin. This is a South American country, and duendes are supposedly running rampant in those areas, at least according to accounts that I've seen online and everything like that. A duende, if anybody doesn't know, is from Spain and Portugal. It's basically a term for an imp or a pixie. So since he said that this was in South America, it makes sense that we call it a duende instead of a goblin. But to me, my personal opinion, this is probably more than likely a hoax, considering the grainy aspects of the duende there and the simple fact that the child did not turn around. I'm gonna be honest with you, if I saw a little bitty critter running across my floor like that and it looked human and wasn't walking on four legs, I would be making a lot more of a scene than what was going on in here. Person just simply continued filming on their child. Child didn't turn around, so this one right here I'd say is more than likely a hoax.
Originated in Nepalese folklore, the Yeti is believed to inhabit the Himalayan mountains throughout Nepal, Bhutan and Tibet. They're often described as being taller than an average human with shaggy fur and an ape-like appearance. In 2016, a series of photos were captured at the Spanish ski resort Formigal that many thought proved the existence of this mythological beast. The photos were taken by a skier who posted the pics online with the message, "Strange animal spotted in Formigal, what the hell is this?" When the photo went viral, many thought that the creature had to be a Yeti, while others thought there was a simpler explanation. Some suggested that it may have been a polar bear, a soldier in mountain camouflage, or even just a joker in a white furry bear suit who was out for a laugh. When the news broke, a spokesman for the resort confirmed that a thorough search of the area had been conducted. He then went on to reassure holidaymakers by saying, "We've spoken to the witnesses of the sighting to identify the area in which it took place, and after combing the area, we've found nothing. We believe, therefore, there is no cause for alarm and that visitors' security is guaranteed. In any case, we'll remain alert." Despite the search, the identity of the creature was never confirmed. What do you think? Could there really be a Yeti living deep in the mountains of Spain?
Now, I'll be the first one to admit that I personally do believe that there is a possibility for Bigfoot. It's just too many stories, too many cultures that have a name for this creature, and also historical backing, so to say, of this creature within their histories. So I'm not gonna say that there's no such thing as a Bigfoot. I believe once we get the evidence that it probably will be there. I'll go more into this in another video that I'm gonna create. I've been doing a lot of research for it, actually, and it's kind of funny that this video was in here, so it gives me a little chance to let y'all know that I am working on something that will go through and be more about my theory on Bigfoot and the possibilities of them actually being around. But that's not what we're here for. Now, this video is a popular tourist resort in Spain, a lot of skiing, Don't think a creature such as a Bigfoot would be in a location like this. I mean, as forests around, you never know, but honestly, I think that this was a way to try to maybe make a video go viral, get a little extra money, get a little fame for 15 minutes. The setup of it's too clear, it's too perfect, so to say. And that's all I'm going to do and say about that right now. Let's go on to the other one.
With origins in European folklore, fairies are described as small human-like creatures that often have the ability to fly. They were frequently believed to be the cause of illness in humans, and it's thought that you could keep them away by wearing protective charms. In 2008, Hamish MCN uploaded this video to YouTube, which many believe may prove the existence of these fabled creatures. It's some of the clearest footage ever captured, and as a result, many skeptics have labelled it a fake. The uploader claims that he was filming his children in their friend's garden somewhere in the UK when they discovered what they thought was some sort of strange insect. As the children are seen exploring the garden, one spots the creature and can be heard asking, "What's that?" The creature initially looks similar to a dragonfly, but when it suddenly flies towards the camera, you can see that it's clearly something else. It appears to be some sort of small humanoid with wings. Has this YouTuber actually captured a real fairy flying around in a garden in the UK?
Now, I've seen this video before, and I do believe that it has been already came out that this is a hoax. So I really don't want to go into that, because if this already been speculated as being a hoax and already been found out as being a hoax, what's the point of me reacting to this one, honestly? We'll go on to the next one. I'll let this be quick.
Slenderman first surfaced on an internet forum in 2009. He was described as a very tall and thin humanoid that had a featureless face and wore a black suit. Stories of this creepy figure quickly began to spread, who would often stalk and abduct his victims, usually children. Sightings of the Slender Man began to occur more and more frequently, and soon many were debating whether or not this mysterious creature was actually real. In 2017, Gamers Revenge UK uploaded this unsettling footage to YouTube. In the video, he explains that he's testing out some new equipment for his bike and wants to time how fast it takes him to race to the end of the road and back. As he cycles out of shot, a tall, dark figure can be seen emerging from behind a tree in the nearby field. The uploader claims that while he was shooting the video, a car stopped and a very shaken up woman warned him that there was a tall, faceless figure in the field, but he didn't see anything unusual until he watched the footage sometime later. If you zoom in on the figure, you can clearly see it resembles Slender Man. It's tall, has stooped shoulders and very long arms and legs. It even appears to be wearing a black suit. Could this footage actually prove the existence of Slender Man, or is it just a horribly creepy hoax? Love to get your opinion on this one in the comments section below.
Now, this is the epitome of what a tulpa could be, especially since this particular creepypasta made a huge wave. Slender Man first made its debut back in 2009 as a creepypasta in the Something Awful forum by user Eric Knudsen. It had become just a creepy little folk tale for children to scare one another at sleepovers. That is, until 2014, when two young girls attempted to unalive their friend to appease old Slendy. It wasn't the only case that had occurred. A mother in Ohio was attacked by her own daughter, and a mother and her son were nearly consumed in a fire that her 14-year-old daughter had set over in Florida. All of this to appease a creepypasta. Now, this video, however, is chock full of possibilities. I mean, y'all can think however you like with it. But on one hand, it could be a friend of the recorder walking around to make yet another meme of Slender Man. But note how tall this person is. If y'all have to watch the video again, then be my guest. Now, if it was a friend of the person who's filming, they have to be on stilts because the knees look a little bit strange to me. Or, on the other hand, are we looking at an actual figment of the imagination given life? If that's the case, why couldn't people bring to life something less dire to people's sanity and safety? Now, believe and think how y'all want. For me, I feel like more on the lines of this being a hoax. There's not enough history for this to be speculated on fully to be a real creature. Or real cryptid, as we could call it too. But I'll let y'all decide what y'all think. I think more along the lines of hoax. Maybe a guy on stilts out there in the middle of that field. But y'all already know. It's all the belief of what you want it to be. Now, I hope y'all have fun watching this video with me. I have fun making it. It's just some interesting situations with a lot of these videos, a lot of pictures, a lot of things to speculate on. I mean, do we really know completely what's out there? It's something to always think about, you know? But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Leave your comments down below on what you think. I got a few things that I'm cooking up while I'm also setting up and doing some of these reaction videos for Slapped Ham and possibility of others that I find interesting. So, with that, like and subscribe, y'all, and I hope to see you back.